What is up? Welcome to GreaverTV. I am Greaver, and I've been joined by Avril for the casting duties tonight. What are you up to, dude?
Yo man, what's up? Gonna be casting some stuff, semi-final.
Yeah,
Get
some
ready.
semi-final stuff, that's right. NZFL 2012, people, and we have BS, New Zealand team full of all sorts of old school players versus GTSOM, quite a high-level Australian team who've kept one of the most consistent rosters in Australia for quite some time now and worked their way up. But anyway, beginning in on the first mid, I've just been watching Kieran as we come in. We see quite a slow demo on one side. I'm assuming have gone the other way. Kieran and Yellow Dart are going to go down quite early. Let's see if BS is going to do something with this advantage. Indeed they are. They're actually going to lose Jono and DKO on the GTSOM side as they try to fall out through the side there. What just happened there, Ace?
I was very quick mid by BS. I think Max actually got there pretty slow. Max being the BS demo, but he went for the he went around the left side of the crate, while his soldiers and scouts managed to pick off a couple of players, and now they're straight onto second point with full Uber, and they're going to keep that out.
So this is a really good start to the game for BS, and we have a look. Both teams do have Ubers. GTSOM, Jono's causing a bit of damage. Is he going to be able to force a pop early? Indeed he can. So we've got scouts up on the pipe. Got the heavy coming out for the defense though. The blue demo is holding back. They do have a sniper on GTSOM as well. That would be Kieran. Taff is going to go down before they could really get in here.
No, and this gets some defense. Will be able to hold that sniper heavy combo, working out very well for GTSOM, but I don't think they're going to be able to push back in. Although, just as I say that, they're getting another kill. Maybe.
That's almost the worst thing Kieran could have done. I think Bones might go sniper now as well. You've got to watch out for Bones on sniper.
Just as a reminder, Griever, you need to unmute the mimics in the listening room.
Ah, true.
GTSOM finding it a little bit to retake this point with this heavy. Scout's going to get caught out here. No, he's not. He's going to survive, and both teams are going to reset with full Uber. I think this is going to be another difficult point for BS to attack, although just in saying that they've swapped their scout out for a sniper, so they're going to take it a bit slow and maybe get a kill here.
That's real funny because Export actually hit Kieran for 150. He had a slight buff, but he died of fall damage. And it's interesting that they've got Export sniping actually, because while Export is a very good sniper, Bones is a legend.
Yeah, unfortunately, that one early kill advantage is not going to pay off for BS. They popped up very early, and GTSOM had a very long Uber to go through with that.
Yeah, yet again, Domino is
looks
still
like they will be able to hold.
But... yeah, I think they're really going to need to... oh, check this out. Kieran going to take out Export. He's versus Bones, though, and unfortunately, Looper's come in and is going to finish that up. See Dart falling back to get some ammo.
So both teams are going to be reset completely once again. We'll see if Export respawns as a sniper or not. He's going to keep sniping, so we're going to see what they're going to do with this.
Ooh. Could be bad actually, because they just lost Bones, and Kieran has come back up. If they see that he is sniping, they might. Nah, Uber's too far gone.
BS actually have a slight Uber ad. Because they popped so early, they actually have enough Uber to go through here. If they wanted to, they didn't need a suicide there. I think they assumed that GTSOM might have had Uber, but you have to remember GTSOM popped a lot later than BS did, so their Uber's quite further behind, so that suicide didn't really do anything for them.
Yeah, and if they've been calculating correctly, then BS could have pushed in with a nice Uber advantage.
Yeah. If you pop in, that's the thing, if you pop in really early, if you fall out and make the other team pop, you'll have a decent sizable Uber advantage going into the reset.
Yeah, and you would expect BS to know this. They're very old school, very skilled team. And if we see Kieran getting his head removed there,
I think is that Export picking up his third headshot so far on this point alone.
Yep. And they've popped really early coming out of there. They really need to focus down this heavy. Max actually going down as he tries to run in. Oh, way too much damage output. They need to get rid of that heavy. Look at that. This is going to be teamed down. They're falling out way too slow.
So one of the medics on either side finally going down there. So we're going to see GTSOM fairly comfortably taking this. Yep. Just going to have a look at where Bones is. Bones is all the way back in courtyard, so he's not going to contest at all. And this second point will be GTSOM's.
I'd be interested to know how many people just got forward just then, actually. I think only the first two did. The other two might have been too late.
They're going all the way back to mid for this one.
Yeah. You saw Bones, he didn't stick around and try and pick up a pick of some sort. He just fell right back, knowing that he wasn't going to be able to do anything by himself.
I mean, with that last push that BS did, they knew they killed the sniper, and all they had to go up against was a heavy. They had enough time to milk that Uber as much as they possibly wanted to, and Jono will go down to a sneaky sticky trap. Yep. Not really that sneaky though. I mean, that's a pretty common one. You'd think they'd check, but
yeah. GTSOM knows they have Uber advantage right now, surely, and indeed they do, and they're going to use it, but need to get Domino out of there as soon as possible. Taff falling back to Dom, and she's actually got Uber now.
They're going to contest this with their own Uber now.
Nice.
So it was very good that they didn't fall all the way out. This is a very good play by BS, knowing that they had the Uber on the way back in, although they're in a bit of trouble now because they only have 2 players up.
Yeah, and unfortunately they're going to lose Domino there. Wasn't too much Taff could do without losing both of them.
Yeah, they really needed to keep Max up during that Uber, and as soon as Max went down, I knew like a solo Uber on Taff against 3 players was not going to end very well.
Yeah, Taff knows he's dead, so he takes out DKO with him for the right. But so far, this has been an extremely tight game. GTSOM slowly pushing back.
We're 6.5 minutes in, and the score is still 0-0. So GTSOM are slowly making their way back in after being pushed back to last early on in the round, and I think GTSOM again have advantage on this point, so they'll be moving through with Uber very shortly. This courtyard doesn't look too contested, although yellow dart does go down to another sticky trap.
Yeah.
Another pretty common one, really. I think these teams need to start looking up for those.
Yeah, definitely, especially one like GTSOM that's got experience playing against a variety of teams of a higher caliber than you get in New Zealand, regardless of how old school these New Zealand players are. But anyway, Export's actually going to go down there, going to be able to catch Max off the guard as well. They're going to take this Uber and rape
It's a pretty good Uber. It's a very good Uber because you know, he was half forced, but at the same time BS were in the perfect position for them to take advantage of that. And although BS Uber comes in now, they're quite a few players behind GTSOM right now.
Really good job of falling out there as well. They timed that pretty well. Look, Soldier is going to come in. He's not going to be able to get Umbrella, though. Umbrella is on 92 health, and they still have the majority of their team up. BS has managed to keep most of their players up as well, but we are going to see GTSOM push in on this point. Oh, Scout on the medic. Very nice work by Bones then. No, that was Export actually. Bit of contesting. Verminator's on 8 health.
BS will come back to reclaim this point. It was actually really interesting. I didn't realize GTSOM capped that one, so their last point is actually undefended right now.
Oh wow! Very nice cleanup by GTSOM.
Wow indeed, Griever. I think this will be the first round.
Indeed it will be. And Verminator's going to get on that point as players come up. No luck for them though.
I think it's the common I'd say mistake, but I don't know if that was really a mistake on BS's part. But that re-push is always really risky if you lose a lot of players on that re-push and you don't take the second point, or even sometimes if you do take the second point, it's just not enough, and the team just rolls through to last.
And part of the granary strat right there, we see Jono going top again. He's got a pretty quick rollout. Look at that, gets his first sticky on the health pack. Get another stick out there. He's getting pressured by the scouts. He's down to 82 health currently. He's going to take a bit of rocket spam as well. Look how low Jono was up there. Let's have a look. And of course, we've got really aggressive players on the blue side. Over on the right hand side, Looper's going to go down, as is Yellow Dart. And Blue's finally starting to actually put some pressure over on the BS players. But BS could easily get height advantage and stay in this. Wow, he just got denied real hard, and that is going to be Domino down.
I think that that scout advantage, basically, you saw exactly what that scout advantage does for you right there, allowing you to get that big flank on there. I think BS needed to capitalize on their demo advantage as soon as they could, but they just weren't quick enough.
Well, that's it. They actually had an advantage right there, and if they'd taken height and taken a bit of territory, you know, positional advantage, they probably would have won that quite convincingly. But anyway, that's the way the cookie crumbles. We see Verminator coming in on the last point. He's got the Uber popped on him, trying to take down this heavy, getting a bit of damage into him. He's down to 140, he's down to 60, and the heavy is going to go down in the midst of this. Export and Verm falling there. Still got red players all over this point, and looks like it's just Max versus the medic and the demo over here. What is going to happen? Oh, big work. And they're going to lose that medic and finish up Jono. And if BS doesn't push on this,
GTSOM really took a bit too long to kill that heavy, and really cost them a lot of damage output. I mean, they spent so much time taking down that heavy, and by the time they got that heavy, it was completely out.
Yeah, and they're actually going to be able to pick up loop there, but they're going to lose DKO, Kieran, and Verminator trying to take control of this, and they should be able to cap this point out. Oh, look at that! Big kills as Yellow Dart and Jono come in and double team a lot of them with Umbrella in tow. We're going to see Domino at 97%. She's falling back. She's found Max. And Bones is going to go down trying to defend. They're going to have to use this Uber defending. Will it be enough for them to get players back up?
It'll be enough time for Export and TAF to get back into this fight.
Umbrella actually going into base.
Is someone not giving up though? They want this point. They're going to keep piling players onto there.
Oh, wow. Nice sneaky cap.
So, once again, on the second cap, when you're retaking that second point, you have to be very aware of that forward spawn. Those forward spawners came through to get something and completely wiped the cappers for BS, and you know that's something that BS have to be aware of. You know, you gotta constantly check the respawners as you're capping. If the respawns are coming in, you might just have to give up that point, and they didn't, and they really paid for it.
Hard out, and we see Max is going with a garage rollout here. He's going, it's a bit of a slower rollout, but he does get some stickies to defend him there. And it looks as though GTSOM's... Okay, that didn't work out the way they wanted it to. And we are going to see a pause as TAF times out.
It's going to be our first pause for the night, and 2-0 for GTSOM so far. Griever, is this going the way you expected or not?
To be perfectly honest, I think GTSOM's small advantage they have in regards to the experience they might possibly have over BS is showing to a degree. But if BS gets on a roll, they're a really, really solid team. So yeah, it's going the way I expected it to, but I'm hoping BS can pull something out of her ass.
Yeah, I've seen some good stuff by BS, especially in the first round, but GTSOM just working inch by inch, pushing BS all the way back from their own last and pushing BS to their last.
Yeah, exactly.
And now GTSOM are just looking like, you know, they found their stride and they're really, I wouldn't say dominating, but they're really taking control of this game at the moment.
They look comfortable, which is, you know, which is kind of where they want to be in this regard. Yellow Dart proving very effective. Let's take a look at the scores here. See, top scoring on the blue team, we have Verminator on 24 with 1 domination, and we have DKO not just behind him on 23. Kieran a little bit further down from that, and interestingly enough, Jono down on 13. But if we swing it down to the red side, obviously someone's just dropped. But Bones is only, Max is only on 8 points as demo. And yeah, you can see the pressure that BS is under.
And if you check frags at the moment, Verminator is leading on 16 with DKO following very closely on 13, and Kieran on 8 and Yellow Dart on 7, and the highest scoring player for BS side would be Export with 7 frags himself. So top 4 fraggers so far all get some.
Yeah, most definitely. So BS certainly under a lot of pressure here, but it'll be interesting to see if they can turn it around. They've got quite a powerhouse team full of really experienced old school players, so if they can form up and get some momentum behind them, pretty sure they can do some damage to GTSOM.
And of course, we haven't considered the impact that TAF has had on this game so far. He dropped, and so we didn't even get a chance to see his score. But no doubt, I would assume it'd be probably the top scorer for BS so far. It seems unlikely that they'd all be quite low scores. I'm going to assume that TAF had the highest score before he dropped.
Yep.
Yeah, this will be a second point defense, or if GTSOM are quick enough, it might be a last defense for BS.
Well, looking at the position of their demo just there, look, Max is on 4 health. Can't actually see him right now. Is he going to be able to get out? Let's head on out into courtyard and see the chase.
It's a really good escape. Oh no, it's not. I was going to say, you really want to keep your demo for that, so the second point is going to go because there's no demo.
Though. Bones is going to eat Kieran. Oh, he's going to get caught out in connector. Jono and that roaming soldier are going to, I believe that might be Dart, going to come in here.
Yeah, it was a very good picks by Bones, and it's going to slow down this GTSOM push, but losing their demo on that point meant that they could not contest that second point whatsoever. This Uber will be coming through onto this last point, and BS is going to be in a bit of trouble.
Yeah, Verm actually hadn't found anyone of his rockets just yet. We see Export does go down. Bones is being annoying over by the Uber, but GTSOM pushing up towards the point. They don't actually have much in the way of positioning right now, though. And look, DK is going to go down, trying to attack Domino. And BS is down on the players.
Down on the players, but they are up on the Uber, so this point will not go... Oh, it's actually going to be a crit.
Oh, wow. Unfortunately, you need to have your medic alive to use crits, and it is just Max here.
I think they needed to use it a lot earlier.
Big Max pipe. Someone is above, though. Boom.
Oh, the big crits defense. I don't want to take credit and say I'm famous for it, but maybe infamous for
yeah,
popularizing popularizing that crits defense. I think the key to using that crits defense is you really can't wait. I think Domino was a bit. I don't know who made the decision there, or with the timing of the pop, but you kind of just like, if you're gonna do it, find your demo man, go as soon as their Uber's gone, and just clean up their plays as quickly as you can.
Yeah.
And it just didn't happen on the BS side.
Max with a really good rollout this time. See that Scout actually getting pressured a lot. Kieran is going to go down. They're probably going to lose Bones and this other soldier there. See Loop going down, Export as well. All of a sudden, BS is at a serious disadvantage. We see the players moving in. They're going to take height. They're going to pressure, and we're going to see absolute domination down here. Domino down, and Tafner getting picked off at the end.
I mean, I definitely have to say BS... the idea they have for their mid play is really good. They like to commit their players, but it's not a full... They're not committing all the way, because if they committed all the way, they would have wiped a lot quicker than that, or maybe they would have traded, maybe they wouldn't have lost at all. But they kind of half committed. You saw that combo around that left side of the crate, and they were...
Feels like a lack of cohesion almost.
I mean, they weren't on the point, and they weren't kind of off either. They're not getting ready to fall out, but they're not getting ready to rush the other team either. They're kind of in that middle ground, which isn't where you want to be. You're either going to be playing full commit or you're not. And,
you don't want half your team in and the other half of your team not. Oh, Domino getting taken down by a headshot. That's going to be lights out for this round. 2 times cap. Scout goes for the back cap, but it is not going to matter. 4-0
yeah. GTSOM probably didn't need to run a sniper there, but whatever, they got a kill with it. If I don't know, I don't think that Scout should have gone for back cap. You know, I'm never a really big fan of you know, back capping can be okay, but
you have to hold
it's just for last. Like if you're defending last, if you're defending last, you can't really back cap at all.
Yeah.
Because your team's just going to be left with a poor defense, really.
Jono with a really good rollout. Somebody show me Max. I can't see him. He's been shut out. And GTSOM is all over this point. BS has some good height. They might be able to slowly pick off GTSOM players at this. Oh, look at that. Big pick right there. Umbrella going down. And there's going to be a massive cleanup. And there's only one player left up. That would be Yellow Dart. She's on 30 health. I could not find her on the cam, but yeah, there she is. She's on 131. She's well hidden. And she's going to hide in connector and hopefully go for a play.
I think BS had a really good mid there. They took their time and they cleaned up those plays very quickly.
Good job by Yellow Dart. Unfortunately, she couldn't get out. Probably would have been better to go and try and pop the medic early or something there. But looking at the rest of her team, none of them were up and in position anyway for if the Uber came in that quickly. But we're going to see them engage and get in there. Let's go sky high and see how this goes. Of course, Umbrella really low. They need to focus down that heavy. They could not leak players to this heavy right now. Look at that. Scout was going for the medic instead of for the heavy. The heavy is the one you should be worrying about because he is just going to slowly dribble the BS players. Look at this. They're not committing. They can't get in there. As soon as they commit one player at a time, that heavy is going to destroy them. This is unfortunate for BS, but they need to fall out of there before they drop any more players. And
I actually think
push this.
The demo should have definitely fallen out. Oh, actually, BS are going to go back in on this. I'm not too sure what's happening.
They're going to lose their medic. They're going to lose their medic. Oh. And she actually had a 60% Uber advantage.
Oh, they're going to commit. BS are actually going to commit. I think they realize, you know, they're slowly feeding kills. They're slowly feeding kills, you know, off the other team. They're getting picks one by one. They managed to pick the medic somewhere in that fight as well.
Yeah.
And I think BS were also losing numbers, but their numbers were just piling in one by one. The respawn is very close.
Didn't look hopeful for a little bit, but they managed to turn that around. That's really good work.
I think it's just the constant pressure from BS ended up working well for them, and it worked very well indeed, and managed to get a cap off that.
Yeah, definitely. Scouts over the side are going to pick up Kieran with some help from the demo, and then we're going to see Jono go down as well. We've got a big bomb from the soldier going in over the top. He has a scout with him. and they're going to pick up Domino real early. They can't find the soldier. The soldier actually managed to get out really low, and Export's going to go down on the side. That scout's going to be behind, but BS is on this point. Lots of really low GTSOM players.
I'd expect GTSOM to be re-pushing on this. They definitely have to re-push on this, and this is their advantage. They need to go on it.
Well, they've got
BS players. BS players still
right.
respawning.
Yeah, is BS going to be able to fall out and keep their medic up? Run, little Domino.
I think BS actually got what they wanted out of that. I mean, they knew GTSOM were going to come back in with that Uber, and you know, it would have been in GTSOM's favor to keep that Uber if they could have, but they used it, so that's good for BS.
Exactly, they aren't exactly in a bad position. If anything, they're actually going to have Uber advantage here, not that they're going to be able to use much of it. And getting a pick on DKO is going to slow it down a little bit as well. They've got a bit of a back cap here, and they're actually going to lose loop in the midst of that, and Kieran will go down.
I think they got enough. That's a double scout advantage. I mean, it opens up a lot of flanks. I think I would even go. I would have gone on the first scout.
10% off Uber. By the time you walk in there, you'll have Uber, and they know they have a little advantage. They've been grinding quite hard.
You know, I think teams need to start looking at pushing without Ubers. I think teams are relying a bit too much. I think they could have easily gone without Uber if they wanted to. Good pop, dodge the stickies, but Umbrella's going to get the Uber as well.
Export actually managed to clear that up. And see, Max, what you doing, bro? Going for the big jump over the top. Didn't actually see the reasoning for that. And they're going to clean up pretty hard. Domino is still up. She's with Loop.
So I think that's the thing. That's the thing about re-pushing with Uber advantage is that you take too much time and you don't realize that the other team is going to get theirs by the time you actually get into that. You have to actually factor the time that you takes to walk in.
You have to be pushing before you have Uber, which is obviously dangerous in itself because you can lose the Uber on the way in. But
yeah, you definitely need to, you know, factor in the time that it takes you to get into the other team. And as you can see, as you saw there, by the time that BS got in, Umbrella got his Uber as well. So.
Yeah. Now, Umbrella does have an Uber advantage. It's not much. It's roughly 15%, somewhere in that vicinity. And they don't have players, so...
by the time they get their players to push in, Domino should have Uber as well, so...
Yeah, oh, nice pick by Kieran on Luke. Cannot believe he actually managed to pull
Losing Taff is not going to be good, though. Losing Taff is going to be really bad for BS.
They're going to lose bones.
Forcing the pop is going to be really good, though. Forcing the pop on Umbrella is really good.
Domino's not healing anyone right now, though. Now she has finally got her healing gun on someone.
And
she's on 100%.
Should be an Uber.
Yeah, and they're going to be able to pop.
Oh, they need to multi the scout. They cannot lose the scout. Very good save.
Yeah, and DKO 14, and he's going to get toasted by that rocket. Now this is where things have swung around a little bit, or at least they should have, because Umbrella knows that he's going to have an Uber advantage here, but it's only 15%.
See, the best part of this is now that both GTSOM scouts are down. So if they wanted to re-push and take the second now, they could. I mean, they know that there's no flankers right now. Both scouts are down, and they're, you know, that was the timing window they needed to take, and it's not going to happen. They're gonna play it safe and go for the reset, which is fair enough. And now both teams are going to get Uber about roughly the same time, and it's going to be a hard reset. Both teams exactly even.
Yeah. This game's been pretty tight so far, other than those big GTSOM rolls. When they get into you know, like when they get relatively even, there's not too much in it, Ace.
No, I think, you know, BS might, you know, they're making a slow comeback, as you saw. BS did get that last cap. Very good suicide by GTSOM though.
Yeah, well they managed to force that over.
Or rather, maybe not so much a good defense for BS.
Yeah, well they've lost Taff and they've lost Uber.
And it's 4 rounds to GTSOM right now. You know, this is going to be it if they lose this one.
Yeah, and Domino's way too close up. Export's going for the back cap. He knows it's the only chance. It's probably not going to matter. 2 times cap on the point. But
and that is going to be 5-1.
Right, I need to find out what the next map is so that I can change it. But yeah, people, we're going to be waiting 90 seconds for the SDV to catch up. Overall, I thought it was unfortunate for BS there, but GTSOM certainly played a really, really good game. What were your thoughts on it, Ace?
I think overall GTSOM looked a lot more comfortable, as you said earlier. BS finding a lot of difficult to really find ways to get around GTSOM and really get on top of them. And yeah, I think GTSOM just played a tighter game, and it will be it is gully wash for the next map. So once this 90 seconds is over.
Yeah, but a head on over there. I've got to say, I'm pretty impressed with BS, though, because they are pretty much all retired players. They play a few scrims a week or whatever, but, you know, they're not playing in the way GTSOM is, where they're playing in big league matches, trying to really improve and get ahead as a team. So, you know, BS is actually doing pretty well in this. And shout out to GTSOM for jumping into this New Zealand tournament, because they know that each and every game they can get playing together in a tournament and playing against various teams that play in different play styles, such as the New Zealand team, is only going to be good for them in the long run. So yeah, pretty impressive from them as well.
I'm really impressed that they've taken it upon themselves to play these New Zealand games. I mean, I know a lot of Australian teams aren't willing to start early for these New Zealand games, so well done to GTSOM.
Hard out. It's good for our community and it's good for their team. But yeah, anyway, it looks like STV is caught up, so we're going to be swapping over to Gully Wash right now. Of course, this is GreaverTV. I'm Griever, and I've been joined by Avril for the casting duties tonight. Avril from Fever, and